Got vision and destiny. Add elemental, that's chemistry. All those heroes, that's infinity. It's endgame.
Yugi peoples, welcome to the commentary. Alright, so this one right here is pretty much, one of those throwback type matches. I haven't played against Floowandereeze in a long time, and that's what this matchup happens to be against. Do believe we won the dice roll, so we are going to get to go first here. And my opponent opens up with D shifter, drops it immediately, standby phase, drops it down. And luckily I opened up, with a pretty decent hand. I feel like I should be able to win this game against them. We have the Rhoda. We already have the Poly. The Rhoda's going to get banished right there. We're going to be able to add Stratos off of the Rhoda. We are going to normal summon the Stratos, add a card from our deck to our hand. We are going to go ahead and add that Vanilla Neos because, yeah, there's not really much of a way to search for it outside of that. And, the only thing I wish with this hand is that I hadn't opened up with the favorite contact because I could have searched it instead, but, it's all good. We are going to make our Infernal Rage here using our Stratos and our Vanilla Neos. And I was trying to make sure he doesn't have to go to the graveyard in order to get his effect. But we're going to tribute him off to go ahead and do our Shining. And we're going to use his effect to grab our Miracle Fusion. And like I said, would have been a whole lot better if we didn't open up with the favorite contact and that we would have been able to search for it instead, because that could have been a different, better card. But yes, it doesn't really matter because he also has evenly matched. So we got evenly matched into shifter, and then right here he's going to summon the Eaglin into the Robina. And actually, this is where I made my big play mistake right here. You see, I'm going to flip up favorite contact, and this ended up being a play mistake because I should have flipped it up when he summoned the Eaglin, because the way the Floowandereeze monsters work, the Shiny Neos Wingman is not going to get to pop something until, the entire chain resolves. And so what happens is the Eaglin, the Floowandereeze monsters, their last effect is to, get the additional normal summon, which kind of happens immediately. And so when that happens, Rabina's effect is resolving. It'll normal summon out the Impin, and then Shining Neos will get his pop, which is kind of defeats the purpose because he's already got, the search off of his Eaglin and stuff. But, yeah. So the Eaglin's going to come out. He's going to get not the Eaglin, but the Implin's going to come out. He's going to get their effects, and then the Shining Neos Wingman is going to pop the Impin, but he's already got the trap. So, yeah. Even though there was a chance we could have won this game, we ended up blowing it. So just remember, when they summon that first Floowandereeze thing, you want to go ahead and flip up that favorite contact. And, in response to the Eaglin effect, that way when both of them, at the end of Eaglin's effect, when it resolves and normal summons again, you'll go ahead and be able to pop both of them, hopefully preventing them from getting the Eaglin out there on the board, because then they still need two little birds in order to make it happen. So yeah. But, playing for having getting even lead and shifted, we still had a chance to win that match. So, Heroes is like, pretty good spot, depending on what your hand looks like and stuff when you draw it. But yeah, due to that big play mistake and timing, activation and stuff there, we ended up losing that game. But, it's all good. We about to get that bounce back. So, going into my side deck, of course, I'm going to want to put in cards like, I'm going to want to put in cards like Droll, take out stuff like Nib, and also use stuff like Book of Moon and Book of Eclipse to, flip that Eaglin face down, or, to bait out the negate of that what is that called? The Mist Valley. And yeah, I feel like in this point also, Dark Angel doesn't do much of anything because they can just tribute him off, and yeah, they don't care that he's on the board, and he's a level 1 anyway. But like some cards like Mass Change, I really feel like they don't have an effect inside of this game because he doesn't care whether they get banished or not. Like, the only thing good about it is that it could end up banishing something useful to him, you know, but that's about it. But, you know, one of the things is we do have that D shifter in the side deck with the cross out. So, you know, if we open up cross out and he opens up D shifter again, then we can go ahead and counter that and play our turn as normally, because y'all know how much love I have for shifter. And yeah, we go ahead and you leave the, what is it? We go ahead and leave in the forbidden droplet just in case, you know. I feel like, you know, if he opens up, you know, I feel like just as much a chance as he has of opening up shifter, we have just as good a chance of opening up cross out. So, you know, if it does happen like that and then I happen to get the droplet, it'll be, you know, perfectly fine. And then it's also the chance that he just doesn't open it up at all and we just have droplet anyway. So, yeah, of course, we open up with Stratos here. We have Ferris in hand also. We're going to go search out the Denier, which we will go ahead and pitch for Ferris effect, and we got pretty much full combo here. Like, one thing also to consider when side decking this was that when he's obviously main decking evenly matched, and so I could have actually left the Dark Angel inside of the deck because it does prevent him from being able to evenly match me since he has a card on his side of the board. But, you know, at the end of the day, I figure that as long as I activate favorite contact when I'm supposed to, even if he does have that evenly match, we still should be able to win the game, you know, by preventing him from getting that imping out there on the board. So, yeah, right now you just see me going, you know, normal hero combo. We're going to make our Infernal Link Monster, reveal our Shining Neos Wingman. Sorry about the glare. And that will allow us to add the vanilla Neos there, which of course is going to allow us to fuse him together with our Liquid Soldier. And like you said, like, it's a bad habit for me to link into that Mally first, but I mean to, you know, special summon the Mally first, but it's just like if I leave it in the deck, I feel like I'm definitely going to draw it. So we go ahead and banish, get them out. We're going to go Chain Links, Graceful Charity into Infernal Rage. We're going to add the favorite contact and then draw 2 and discard 1. We also got the Droll, so yeah, this game, you know, even if he does have it evenly matched, we definitely have it in hand. Reset that Poly, tribute our Infernal Rage for our Shining. We're going to go ahead and add that Miracle Fusion right there. And I think I actually like end up going the, what is it? Do I end up going the Shadow Mist route anyway? Because, you know, like I said, if he does happen to do something that adds a card from his deck to his hand, even though they don't care about Dark Law banishing them, you know, you never know, I could end up hitting something, you know, pretty valuable or good with Dark Law's effect. So yeah, we basically, you know, go full combo there. And then we're going to Miracle Fusion here. We're going to, of course, go ahead and do our Wake Up Your Elemental Hero by banishing the materials that we would normally use for the Shining Neos Wingman, just because favorite contact can use the ones that are banished in the graveyard, in the hand, on the board. Like, you basically use any of it in order to special summon. So yeah, and I'm just trying to decide, is it really worth it going into the Shadow Mist? We go ahead and decide that it is worth it. And this is where I realized I sided out both copies of Mass Change. I thought I left one off in there, but yeah, it's all good though. We made that play mistake right there. And good thing it just wasn't one of those crucial ones that could end up costing me the game, because, you know, like I said, Dark Laws is really not all that effective against him. And then if he does end up evenly matching me anyway, it's not like we would have left the Dark Law out there. We basically would have just left the favorite contact. And yep, we're gonna get the Miracle Fusion back. We're going to wait for him to attempt his turn. He is going to activate the card, the one that I believe banishes one or something like that, and we're going to hit him with the Droll, and he's going to chain the quick play, the one that banishes and then adds, I think. So what was the card that he activated earlier that let him search for one? I can't really tell what that one is, but yeah. So pretty much here with the Droll in hand, we pretty much have this game secured. He's not going to be able to add and do much. And whatever he does decide to set, we're just going to go ahead and hit it with the favorite contact. And he does have that evenly matched again. He hits me with the evenly match. We're gonna chain DPE effect to pop himself, pop, you know, my other monster, pop my Shadow Mist just because I didn't want him to get banished. We're gonna keep the favorite contact, and he's going to activate the map here, and he's trying to decide which other or what to add. He's gonna go ahead and normal summon, grab back the two that were banished, normal summon the Eaglin, and looks like he already had the, what is that? Is it Impin or Snarl? I think it was Snarl, I think. But it's the one that allows him to get, you know, additional normal summons and such. And during the end phase, we're going to go ahead and favorite contact, do those. We're going to bring out our shining. Well, maybe it was Impin because I did special summon him in defense mode. And we're going to pop the field spell, pop the monster, draw for turn, and DPE comes back. Flip our shining Neos wingman back into attack position, trying to determine how much attack we have here to make sure we can go ahead and kill him. He gets 300 for each monster in our graveyard, and yeah, I do believe we end up having enough, and this is just game right there. So yep, thanks to the Droll, thanks to Shining Neos Wingman and our favorite contact, you know, even though we got evenly matched again, we are able to win that game right here. So going into this last game right here, you know, you just side in as many hand traps and such as possible. I was trying to decide whether or not to leave favorite contact in or not, because I feel like, you know, it's really good. It's a really good trap card because, you know, it has the ability to pop, you know, 2 or 3 cards, and, you know, our normal play line goes into it. So good without having to like D tier and do anything weird, because we were going to summon the Shining anyway, and you just, you know, make that one step to go ahead and add the favorite contact by summoning Infernal Rage first. You know, the only thing about it is, yeah, you do have to add the vanilla Neos in order to be able to tribute him to do it, but I feel like it's perfectly fine, especially like if he does go, you know, shifter or something like that. As you can see, even though the materials get banished, you can still use them with favorite contact in order to do something. So yeah, I don't feel like he's playing any hand traps, so we do, since we're going second and we don't have the ability to cross out the D shifter, we're going to go ahead and side out the cross out and all the targets and such, and, you know, just try to open up something to stop him from just going full combo against me. We got the Drolls, we got the Imperms, and got sided out like the Eclipses and the Book of Moons in favor of those cards. And yep, we're just gonna try to hope that we draw, you know, well enough to be able to stand up to this flu attack. We're going to open up, and yeah, we opened up that favorite contact that I was worried about opening up with, and everything else in our hand is monsters. So unfortunate, you know, very, very unfortunate here. But, you know, just like we made that play mistake in game 1, our opponent ends up making a play mistake in this game also. As you can see, he's pretty much got like full Floowandereeze combo. It doesn't take a lot as long as they open up one of the birds and such, you know, they're pretty good. And he's going to be able to go and play completely uninterrupted here, because yeah, I just didn't draw any of those hand traps or, you know, any kind of interruptions in order to do anything. And I think like what ends up happening here is that he makes the mistake of not having a little bird in his hand to trigger the map and the trap card that he has down there. And I'm not sure exactly how he ended up doing it, but because I'm not too familiar with the exact wording and how every single Floowandereeze, you know, card works. And it looks like he's trying to resolve the quick play spell right now. And yeah, just like without having like read it and looked into it thoroughly, I wasn't sure why he ended up without a little bird to be able to normal summon off of the map, you know, to get things rolling. But he ends up having to banish the trap, and then he ends up what is it? I believe adding the trap to his hand. But you know, where he ended up messing up is, like I said, now he doesn't have a little bird because he can't add one of the ones that was, you know, over there. So unfortunately, we drew another monster for turn. So if this had been like the normal flu route, you know, we definitely would lose at this point. So pretty much all we can do at this point is summon our Shadow Mist, and then what we're gonna have to do is ram this little guy into the Impin to destroy him, so we can go ahead and try to get to Ferris. But you know, if he had something like Book of Moon or something like that, it would be, you know, a big deterrent. We're gonna ram the Shadow Mist into the Impin, and then we'll be able to go ahead and get our Shadow Mist effect to add our Ferris from our deck to our hand. And there's no Droll coming from him. There was no interruption on the suicide mission by Shadow Mist, so we're just gonna assume that we can go full combo here. We're going to activate Ferris's effect to special summon himself by discarding our Denier. And yeah, this is like one of the things that, you know, a lot of people, like I said, get on me about running 3 Denier, but I would really rather open up with one of my Destiny Hero monsters. You know, that way I ensure that I have, you know, a really good toss effect with my Ferris. If my opponent makes another play mistake here, another thing to keep in mind when playing, you know, heroes and have an increase in cards that target to destroy him while he's in the spell and trap card zone. And not many people are familiar with this interaction, but as hero players, we definitely should be. So if they target him in the spell and trap card zone and you go ahead and chain his effect to tribute and special summon him, now he becomes a monster, and whatever targeted him as a spell and trap card will no longer resolve. So yeah, so the increase targeted him as a spell and trap card. Our continuous trap, we chain his effect, tributing the Ferris to special summon him to the board. He becomes a monster, so the Icarus attack no longer destroys him, and he's able to resolve and, you know, finish out the rest of his effect. And yeah, we're gonna pitch the Mally Boy with our Vion, and we're going to get DD Crowed here on my Mally, which is, you know, kind of fine. We're going to banish the Ferris with Vion to go ahead and add our Polymerization from our deck to our hand. And, you know, the preemptive banish on Mally, you know, is pretty good, but fortunately here, you know, we still have something we can do. We're just gonna go ahead and activate our Denier's effect to special summon him. Or actually, I was looking at it, I think I have to have one on the field or in the graveyard in order to special summon him, so I'm not able to special summon him just yet. So I'm trying to decide, you know, what's the best way to be able to get him out on the board. We're gonna go ahead and poly here using the increase and our liquid soldier. So we're going to have 2 different attributes to make our shining. We're going to search for Miracle Fusion, then draw 2, discard 1, try to get one of our Destiny Hero monsters back into the graveyard. You know, we got the other Mally and we have 2 Deniers also, and we didn't get it, but fortunately, you know, we have the 3 heroes on board now, so we're able to tribute them for Plasma, the Bane of Existence, you know, to Floowandereeze monsters. And Impin does negate the effects, the activated effects of monsters that are special summoned in attack position, but Plasma's effect is a continuous effect, not an activated effect, so Impin is not able to negate his effect. And we're going to negate Impin's effect instead, and we will equip him as a spell and trap card. We're going to set our favorite contact, because even though we didn't get into the Shining Neos line, we can still special summon out DPE by summoning that, by using that Mally that is banished, as well as the Denier if we so choose. But yeah, after seeing what, you know, my inboard is and having nothing to counter it, we go ahead and take the victory there. Both of us, you know, ended up losing duels due to play mistakes, but, you know, a lot of things to learn in this duel. I hope y'all were able to pick some of that up. Don't forget your increase. Don't forget, you know, your timing with the Floowandereeze effect monsters and your favorite contact. And, you know, Appreciate everybody for staying a while to listen, and I will catch y'all on the next video.
My wingman, he come through, he level up, he go cool, he shining out and popping too over 9K. That's a breakthrough. We on top now. Here's a look at our work.